everything goes cold being so fairly new, do you feel like you should take on a lot of the risks that other bands take with touring, like putting yourself out there and going to other countries and stuff? How do you feel about that? Trying out new styles and stuff?
Well, we have a hard time with other countries because, I mean, obviously the obvious market is Europe. If you really want to penetrate the European market, you got to go to Germany first. We have problems in Germany because, we've got a lot of guitars, and in Germany, we've got, guitar industrial music, but that's not industrial anymore. That's like Neue Deutsche Hart, like, and Rammstein and stuff like that. It's a totally different market, and it's really, but we're not quite that, so that's tough. So we're picking up a little bit there. I'm seeing a little bit more activity from Europe than we used to, definitely, but that's going to be a while. We're doing great in England. That's cool. I hope that changes because I love going to Europe. I had a great time going there with Cyclone 9. We did that 2 times, 3 times, I don't know. And that was always great, so hopefully we'll make it out there.
Right.
And we're actually not that new. It may seem like we're new. I've actually been working on Everything Goes Cold since 2003, believe it or not. It just took me a really long time to get it started because right when I started working on it, Cyclone took off. So, and, we worked on... we started working on INRI, which was, this monster album, and I wrote a pretty good chunk of it, and we did a lot of that, really together collaboratively, so that was a lot of work. And then there was a lot of touring. But I definitely have tried to skip around a little bit in terms of what I would advise a normal band to do because I, as an individual, have been around the block with this individual sector of the industry like 5 times now, so I'm like, I don't want to go and do all the crap that I did, when I was like 19 years old again. So that's been a little bit of a challenge, trying to find ways so that I don't have to suffer through all the things that people normally have to suffer through because I already did that. But sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
All right, last question.
Yeah.
Favorite Toy Story?
Ooh. All right, so here's the thing. No, it's not a tough one. I know immediately what my favorite tour story is. The problem is that the person it's about, who is not a member of the band, is here.
Oh, geez.
And I feel like she might be a little upset. So I don't know if I should tell it. I feel like maybe I should ask her first.
Or maybe you can
Let me
leave.
see if I... God. I'm tempted... Can we stop for a minute? Can I go ask her if it's okay to tell you?
Ready?
All right.
Favorite tour story?
My favorite tour story. So I got this friend who lives around here. And a while ago, we played this show with the Thrill Kill Cult and Hardwired.
Oh, yeah. I remember that one.
Who also live around here. And it was in Las Vegas. And it was on... I think it was on a Saturday, so... We start planning out the tour, and I, post a thing to a bunch of my friends saying, hey, this is going to be really fun. We're going to be in Vegas. Let's just stay over a couple days, hang out in Vegas. Have a good time. Everybody's down with this. And a bunch of my friends come from back home in San Francisco. A bunch of people come from elsewhere. Have a great show. Have a great time with the Thrill Kill Cult. A lot of funny things happen. And anyway, oh, man. So, night after, we're sitting in this bar in the Luxor and getting drunk. And there was this girl that I was kind of interested in who was there. And there's this other friend of ours who's also there who, we all got a little drunk. And the girl that I'm interested in tries to leave. So I get up and say, you can't leave. And I try to sort of grab her to prevent her from leaving. And fail. I fall down on top of her. She's a lot smaller than me, so that was pretty bad. And this third party, who's also there, who's a friend of ours, old friend of mine, doesn't want me to leave, so she's like, you're not leaving either. Gets up and sits down on top of both of us, at which point we all get thrown out. And her ride disappeared at some point during the night. And I guess somebody had said that, which was of course fine, that she could stay in our hotel room. But, well, yeah. Anyway, she gets up to the hotel room, because we've now been kicked out of the bar, and is yelling at the top of her lungs, acting really crazy. And unfortunately, I can't tell you what she was yelling, because it would immediately give away vital details, but it was really funny. And and eventually our keyboardist at the time, Josh Zero, who you may know as the guy who did the remix on the Electronic Saviors compilation, our remix on that, says, all right, that's it. You got to go to sleep right now. And I'd already passed out, and she passes out. And then the rest of the band is sitting around going, man, that was crazy. And our guitarist, James, takes out this sandwich that he'd purchased earlier on in the day and starts eating it. 5 minutes later, our anonymous character gets up and says, "I don't feel so good," and Josh is like, "Oh my God, she's gonna hurl." So he grabs her and starts pushing her towards the bathroom, but he doesn't make it. She starts vomiting, and as she's doing this, she realizes she's getting vomit all over her clothes, so she thinks, "Oh, I better take my clothes off." By the time he gets her from there into the bathroom, she's totally naked, and her clothes are covered in vomit. Anyway, she's in the bathroom, passes out in there for like an hour and a half. Eventually, he goes and knocks on the door, and he's like, "Are you okay?" She says, "Yeah, but I'm naked." And he's like, "I know." And she's like, "Well, what am I going to do?" And he's like, "Well, listen, you ain't got anything we haven't all seen before, so why don't you just come out, get in bed, and that's it." I'm passed out. Everybody else is still up. And while this is all happening with all this vomit, which was very loud and very not pleasant, James is sitting there still eating the sandwich, and at one point stopped to remark what a great sandwich it was. Anyway, next morning, I wake up, and there's a little tuft of hair sticking out of the bed next to mine that is clearly not my hair, clearly belongs to a woman, and I think, man, I don't remember the end of the night, but apparently I somehow managed to, get something going on with this girl that I was hitting on. That's amazing. Kenny, our drummer, says, "Hey, you want to get some coffee?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So we walk out, and we're walking down the hall, and I'm like, "Man, it was a crazy night last night." And he says, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Man, I don't remember the end of it." And he's like, "Yeah, I'll bet you don't." And I say, "Yeah, I mean, how did I wind up with the girl I was trying to hook up with in my bed?" And he says, "Oh, that's not who that is." At which point the whole night starts coming together, crashing down in my memory. And I'm like, "Oh no! Oh no! What happened? What happened?" And, oh, yeah. I didn't live that down for a long time. I guess that's my favorite tour story. I got my least favorite tour story when we were when Cyclone was on tour with Philip's old band, and they fired their guitarist while our car was broken down in the middle of nowhere in Corning, California. That was my least favorite tour story, but I'll spare you that one.
Oh,
yeah.
That is a really good story.
Well, thank you. Well,
that's all we have for you.
Okay, well, thanks so much for interviewing me.
Thank
it's a good
you.
time. Thank you for the person over here. Hi.
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 Did you see the hot dog stand?
Why do you keep on pointing out this hot dog stand?
I love the spray. I love the background.
Well, I gotta go get on stage, so yeah.
Thank you.
The hot dog stand is reminding me of Bogart Schwadchuck's classic "Bitch, Go Buy Me a Hot Dog."
Yeah!
So maybe that's why they were pointing that out. But thanks again for interviewing me, and I'll see you on the tour.
Yes.